Hey guys, my name is Jess and welcome back to 44's channel. So as you can see from the title, this video forms part of a series, and this series is on the 12 laws of the universe. So this is the fourth one that I'm doing, and it's on the law of correspondence. If you haven't seen the first three videos, I definitely recommend that you check them out after this video, because I've already done the law of divine oneness, the law of vibration, and the law of attraction. So this is the fourth one, and 44, maybe this will be an incredible video. But yeah, I hope you enjoy it, and let's jump into what the law of correspondence is. So what the law of correspondence is basically saying is that our outer world and our reality, so the way that we see life, everything around us, that is just a mirror of what's happening inside. It's like a reflection. So a lot of people think that things are separate, so outer world, inner world, but the law of correspondence is saying that the outer world is there because of the inner world. So if you are seeing a lot of chaos around you and a bunch of awful people and you don't like the outer world that you see in the world, it's because of your inner world and your thoughts and your beliefs and your emotional state. So I googled what correspondence actually means, and it says that correspondence is a close similarity, a connection, or an equivalence. So we can see how, because it's saying that there's a similarity between the outer world and the inner world, and even though they look like two different things, it's like the inner world is just projecting outside. And that's the reason why you see that the outer world as it is because of your inner world and your own beliefs and your own state of being and emotional state. So if you are super peaceful inside and you have a very good relationship with yourself, then on the outside you would see a lot of peace, you would see a lot of wonderful things. And in the same respect, if you have a very low self-esteem example and you're very angry inside, then the way that you perceive the world is going to be maybe lots of angry people and very selfish people, and everyone's all there for themselves. So that's how you might view the world. A good metaphor that we could use when speaking about this law is a tree. So you know how you have a tree, you have the roots below the soil, and then you have the trunk and then the leaves, obviously. So in order for the tree to be lovely and green and beautiful and flourishing, you have to look into the roots, and it's like the inner world, the below. You may have heard the phrase "as above, so below." So that's saying that if in order to get a beautiful, loving, wonderful tree, a beautiful, flourishing tree, you need to concentrate on the roots and see if the roots are getting enough nutrients. It's not going to help if we water the leaf. You have to water the roots, and the quality of your roots, or the state that your roots are in, is going to tell you what the tree looks like and how many leaves you have. So as humans, we may find ourselves blaming other people. So if something goes wrong, we tend to blame other people, or we'll be like, they're doing that, the leaders are doing that, like they're wasting resources, they're stealing all the resources, look how much poverty we have, this. Like we point out the problems and we're very quick to blame other people. It's not us, it's other people. But that's where the law of correspondence is coming in. It's saying, listen, the reason why all this chaos is happening outside is because of you. And in order for us to actually change this chaos, you have to look inside of you and see, okay, how am I actually also contributing to this mess example? Also realize the things that you don't like in others and the things that are terrible and awful about other people, you may have those exact same traits. So example is like with the load shedding example. Everyone's like jumping up and down and getting super angry, and like, yes, it is super frustrating, like I completely agree, but it's like corruption and wasting, and people go off about like how so much is being wasted, and I was also like, yes, like the leaders are terrible, they're just wasting so much, like all this corruption, and they're so not sustainable, blah 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 blah. And then when I looked inside, I was like, well, am I sustainable? No, I'm not sustainable. Am I wasting things? Yes, I am wasting things. Am I completely efficient? No, I'm not. And that made me realize that we look at organizations and we're like, they're so terrible, but they are made up of individuals. And each individual is like, has the same structure as us. Like they have thoughts and feelings, they have flaws, they have positive things. And it's like, if you can't even be sustainable in your own house, how do you suddenly expect other people to also be sustainable? And that's why I think it's really important that change comes within. I mean, it's hard enough to change yourself and to be aware of your flaws and to take active change and to say, okay, I'm not going to be like this anymore. So if you are struggling to do it, how do you expect other individuals to do it? Because each of those people, like, it's, as I say, it's the same sort of thing as you. So the way you experience yourself is like the way they experience themselves, and like change is difficult for all sorts of people. So just before ending the video, I just wanted to share something else which I think links to the law of correspondence. And that's that nature and the things around us can really actually look like us. So I don't know if, example, you've looked at the bark on a tree. The bark on the tree actually looks very similar to wrinkles. And then in the same sense, a constellation of stars looks quite similar to the blood vessels in our eyes. So it's really cool because we can be like, oh, humans are different to the things around us and there's no connection between here and there. But it's like so cool how things do tend to mirror each other. So example, some people think that the solar system is very similar to the way an atom works. It looks the same, and the system is kind of the same. And it's like, you can have a digestive system that's very similar to like an ecosystem example. And it's like, it's cool because it's like these things are repeated no matter where they are. Like they're in the bigger, they're in the smaller. And yeah, like I've always found that quite interesting. So that's all for this video. If you enjoyed it, please remember to hit the thumbs up button and then hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and press the bell so that you get notifications. This was quite a short video. My other 3 videos were quite long, especially the last 2. But there was like so much that I had to say about them. But anyway, like even though this one is short, I still think it's super important. And what I was thinking in the beginning of the video when I was saying that this is the 4th video and that links to 44, my whole philosophy behind 44 is that in order to create change, you need to start with yourself. You need to look within, and then when you look within and when you change yourself, that's when you can change the world. Like that's my philosophy. So I thought that it was quite funny how, and I didn't even realize it, like it just happened like this, that I did the law of correspondence. Like you saw, I realized it in the video. But it's just really cool to me that it ended up working like that. Like the 4th video was on the law of correspondence, and that's kind of the philosophy behind 44. So yeah, I think it's like such a super important thing. And it's like it's all good and well to blame other people and to be like, oh, they're doing this, they're doing that. And it's like, actually take responsibility for yourself and look inside, and you don't have to be like judgmental or awful. I mean, at the end of the day, we're all human. We all do have, we're not perfect. We don't all have great things, but I think it's important to actually acknowledge your own flaws and to try and work on them, and realize that when you are working on it, that's going to reflect on the outside. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video and hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye guys!